obstacles that our salmon will randomly, that's the key, randomly encounter along its path. Doing so, the best area to do it is down here in this empty space. So go ahead, first object, and we will call this outcrop right. Or sorry, outcrop left. We'll do the left one first. So navigate to your image folder, and this outcrop is what we'll use. So we're going to bring this in. Next, we're going to go Control and the crop button. So here's our button here. Go holding down Control, click it, and what it does, it gets rid of automatically that like empty space. Next, we're going to assign our origin, or the point that the computer will actually pay attention to the bottom left. So this is what the computer will actually be focusing on when we code. It's this bottom left portion. Next, go to your collision, and that is this part here. And we're going to get it to match as closely as we can the object as a whole. So here we have a little, you can see there's a little off, so let's bring it in. Maybe bring this here. Or we can go ahead and add image points or drag some over. But you know what? I think by default this looks pretty good. You can go ahead and play around with it though. Try and get it cover as much as you can without going to excess. Once you have that, go ahead and close it. Drag this into your gray space, your empty space, and let's repeat the same thing for an outcrop right. So here we will again insert sprite, and because these are separate objects, we'll go outcrop right. And we're going to use the same outcrop object. The difference here is then we will just flip this around. So here we have our mirror. Okay, so we got outcrop right, outcrop left. Again, origin in this case then will be bottom. So bottom right. Quick assign bottom right. Holding down Control again. Hold down your Control key. Select the crop tool. And that'll get rid of quite a bit there. And now let's go to our collision polygon. You know what? To me, this looks pretty good. But you go ahead and play with yours. But again, try to get all the object in there and not much else. Once you do, again, click off. So now put these in this space here. This is the space in which we will hold our objects, which will later be randomly generated. Next, we're going to do the island. Repeat steps again. Again, we can go Control crop. Okay, gets that down to just enough. We'll zoom in there for a second. We'll just make sure here we'll have origin point here is middle, as it should be. You can see it is, so if this crosshairs is not there, you'll have to place it. Our bounding looks really good, so we can go ahead and close this. So I made one mistake. Open your island back up, please. In the collision, it should actually not be center, but bottom. So, and this has to do with how the image will be generated randomly in our game. So we're going to go bottom. So it goes bottom center there. Now we can go ahead and select that off. We're going to insert now the log image. Again, right click. We're going to call this log. In this, you'll see the bounding box is perfect. We just have to set the origin to bottom. Again, this is for the way in which it comes into our game. And then if we want, we can select this again and just check to see that the whole thing is shaped. We can just set to bounding box if needed. Exit, and there we go. We have some more of our obstacles. We have one more. Now these are tires. So again, insert, sprite. We'll call these tires. We're going to set this to bounding box. So right click on your object with this selected. And then our origin, like our other objects, will be set to bottom. Exit. And next we have another. So right click, insert, sprite. We'll call this boat. For this, we're to have an animation. So to do so, we'll right click in the bottom, import from sheet. We're going to go to our fisherman file, select the first, and then hold shift. Select the first, hold control. I guess it won't let it. So what we're going to need to do is import these individually. We'll go 1 and import. Repeat this then for the other 8 files. Once you've added the 9 images of the fisherman, we're going to go ahead and with the first selected, we're going to change the height and width. So to do that, we go to these arrows. We're going to have a width of 240 and a height of 100. We're then going to apply to the whole animation and select OK. Now with this also, we're going to change the origin. This we're going to do custom. The X coordinate will be 180 with a Y of 50. Once you do that, right click on the origin and apply to whole animation. Now on frame 3, we're going to change the collision. We're going to do guess shape. So right click, guess the polygon shape. We're going to right click. Then we can go apply to whole animation. And we're going to, with this selected, change the speed of this animation to 8 and indicate we want it to loop. Once done, exit. And like before, make sure this obstacle now is in this gray space. And that's all for this lesson. Obstacles are added. Next video, we will begin coding for those obstacles.